So I really love to talk ball. RJ, me, on the RJ Young Show. Patrick makes it in the booth. Tulsa World Sports columnist Bill Haston is across from me. And got a little ball talk out of linebackers coach Brian Odom. And I want you to hear what he had to say about his linebackers defending run-pass option plays that they're bound to see this season.
It's really kind of stressed the defensive side of the ball, and a lot of that is because it's forced the defenses to be very sound, and it's also forced the defense to really can't get away with much, I guess what I'm trying to say. You can't get away with freelancing out there, so it just emphasizes the point of being disciplined and playing our rules and having our eyes in the right spot.
That was Brian Odom talking about what it takes for his linebackers to defend RPOs, run-pass options. And one of the things that I find so fascinating about this is, depending on how you want to look at it, Joe Namath got real cute about it. Says, look, back at 74 when I was running a little thing called a run-pass option, bootleg, right? But it's more than that. It's a run play with the option to pass. And what it means is a linebacker can be correct and wrong at the same time because you read run, so you go downhill to stop the run, and as soon as that ball gets pulled out and it gets thrown behind you on a crossing route, right, you're done. And that, I think, is going to be really interesting for them to teach because that's one of those things that you don't get to let a kid just go play. Kenneth Murray's going to be wrong. Deshaun White's going to be wrong, and they're going to have to guess right or know their keys. Not even just know their keys. They're going to have to know the play that's in front of them and know what's likely to happen, which means watching a lot more film. And I think this is one of those instances where the defense and the scheme can lock up a kid. And we talk about every year, coaches are like, nope, I want my kids to play faster, freer. We're going to simplify the defense. Oh, yeah? Tell me how you're going to simplify a run-pass option. You got any thoughts about this, Bill?
I think that first of all, the kid at U of H, the Houston quarterback, is it three syllables or two? Is it De'Eric or Derek? Because I've heard it both.
It depends on who you talk to.
Well, you're going to get some RPO that night, for sure. And his top three receivers are back. So I love this opener for that reason, that it's a legit middleweight opponent. I do. Eric G. the other day said, it's the worst opener imaginable. It's terrible. I'm like, if you're OU, you can't stress.
Wait a second. The worst opener imaginable?
That's what he said. Hey, I mean, that's his opinion. I'm not saying it's wrong. I just disagree with it. I love a little stress in my opener.
Oh, I think that he was saying in terms of because they could get beat. Maybe
you'd rather
they're
not going to get beat.
Well, maybe they thought that a few years ago when they played Houston.
That was a massively weird game, and I don't think De'Eric King and his supporting cast is as good as Greg Ward and his supporting cast. But
no, screw that.
Be that as it may, it's at home.
No, screw that. The defense sucks. The defense is garbage. Like, we keep talking about De'Eric King. We keep talking about Kyle Porter. We keep talking about Marquez Stevenson. They're worse off at safety than Oklahoma is. They return nobody at defensive back. The linebacking core is a shambles. They don't have anybody on defensive line. By the way, the team that beat Oklahoma had friggin' Ed Oliver on it. All right? Forget Greg Ward. Forget the quarterbacks. What's the defense doing? Nothing. Nada. Zip. Zero. So, yeah, it could be 54-45, but they're going to give up 800 yards of offense because that defense does not have anybody or anything. You're installing something new. You got a new defensive coordinator as well. It ain't the same. Todd Orlando ain't calling plays over there. So as much as people want to do that thing where we make it out about, Houston is a team you don't want to see. And then you don't. I mean, would you want to see South Dakota in that spot? Sure. Would you want to see a lesser version of, say, even Tulane? Sure. But it ain't Alabama, it ain't Clemson, it ain't Georgia, which is the game that I really would love to see, and right. I think would benefit both if they did more of that. But to look at this game, you got to look at the quarterbacks because that's what's sexy. That's where they could win. Because if you turn it into track meet and this defense ain't nearly as good as we think it is at OU, then it ain't going to matter that Houston doesn't have a defense.
Right.
So, I get where he's coming from, but from where I'm sitting, as a guy that's been paying more attention to that game than I have anything else and done more research on that game and sitting on it for the next 3 weeks, I'm going, that defense is horrible. It's terrible. It's trash. Like, I can't get it up to be afraid of the defense. I can get up to be afraid of De'Eric, Kyle Porter, Marquez Stevenson, those guys.
I wouldn't be afraid of him. I'd be aware of him and as prepared as I could possibly be for him. And he's chomping to play because he got hurt. He missed half the season last year, or the final third of. But, if you look at his his history last season, though, he's a pretty consistent 80-yard type guy running the ball and a 64% thrower. So he's better than whatever South Dakota's going to bring. I just think on this with this platform on a Sunday night, Houston's got enough of a brand that it'll get people's attention as a light heavyweight or middleweight, whatever they are. And so for $80, if I'm an OU fan, I want to see something immediately revealing about my squad.
Yeah,
I do.
Well, I mean, everybody wants their money's worth. I don't think that's a take at all. But I do think you're onto something.
Don't you think though, RJ? There's so much more value if they play really well, come out of it.
No, I think there's value.
Play well and win well.
If you're asking what OU fans want to see, they want to see Spencer Rattler play. And the only way you're going to get to see Spencer Rattler play is if you put up 35 in the first half. That's what you want. That's what you're paying $80 for.
That's not an outlandish possibility.
Right, and that's what I'm saying. It ain't about
you just hope
team.
It ain't 35-24.
Well, then, number one, you got problems with your offense. Number two, you got bigger problems on your defense. Number three, I'm not going to get to see these freshmen play, which is the whole reason that people get excited about non-conference play in the first place, right? You want to see all of the true freshmen, especially with this redshirt rule coming into vogue last year. You want to see everybody get snaps, and we're going to overanalyze the 7 passes that Spencer Rattler throws all season. But that's what people are going to pay $80 for.
Man, that's a lot of pressure, though, to throw 49 on the board in the first half just so you can get Mordecai 2 reps.
When you are Lincoln Riley
reps.
And you sit up there on the podium and you tell us that there will be no dip in offensive production, and you not only that, you get tight about it.
You call your shot.
Right. He damn near adjusted his tie. He was not happy about it. I'm going, all right, dog, let's get it then. Because that's what you're saying. You're saying you're going to put up 49 on Houston in 3 quarters. That's what you're doing. And after the way that you came back and gave Alabama a game in the second half of that game, if you don't put up 49 and 3 quarters on this team, no, you ain't going to be any good. You know, that's what it is, right? Especially when you have this kind of a game on the schedule. You got to be good.
But, I mean, don't you think when they give out helmet stickers at the end of the night, don't you think Trey Sermon and Brooks and maybe the offensive line are going to get the stickers? Don't you think you're going to see a ton of that? I do.
I think that if you didn't get a sticker, you didn't play.
That's a good point.
I'm being serious about that.
I'm with you.
Because I'm prepping for this. You know me. I write segments like I write. Like you write columns. I'm just prepping for something. One of the things I've been going over is how many 4-star, 5-star dudes do you have to sign to be good? And Bud Elliott actually did write a really good piece about this. But you're looking at the ratio for Oklahoma, and 60% of the class that they sign, right? The guys they sign, not transfers, not walk-ons, are 4 or 5-star guys. That number goes to 81% for Ohio State and 80% for Alabama. Is it any question about talent? No, it's not. Especially when you got such unskilled labor and you only get 20 hours a week to skill it up. You know, my boys better be better than your boys. And at Houston, yeah, cool. King, got it. Stevens, got it. Kyle Porter didn't piss a drop at Texas, but okay, cool.
Right.
Dana Holgorsen, all right, he can coach. He knows Lincoln. He also knows that he got beat down the last time he walked in there without a defense.
Well, he's 2-13 lifetime against OU, and both of the twos, each of the victories was in Lubbock, back in the day, Lubbock, way back Lubbock. I love what Dana did at Oklahoma State. I was witness to that season, and it was transformational, and it was fun and crazy. And Gundy probably needs years of therapy to recover from Dana, from 10 months of Dana. He may need 10 years of therapy for that. That is not even an exaggeration.
No, I get it.
But to me, it's just, I don't know. We ain't talking about Ohio State coming in here in '83 or Jeff Hostetler or that kind of an opener. It ain't that kind of an opener. It's not going to be like what Texas has in Week 3.
Wait, didn't Hofstadter play for West Virginia?
Yes, he did.
Okay.
Oh, yes, he did.
Okay.
I was
sorry.
there. It's the most miserably hot day of my life.
I thought we were confusing Hofstadter with Ohio State.
No.
That's all right.
No,
cool.
I'm talking about way back OU openers that were kind of coin toss type games. This ain't like that. No.
Well, and that's kind of...
You're going to win big and impressively, or you're going to win big in a sloppy way, or you're going to get the crap scared out of you, but you're going to win, but you are going to win the game. And I don't mean like an Army type go to overtime deal, but I'm talking about you're right. Lincoln has called his shot, and they need to have a beautiful half, and they will. I think they will.
And more to that point, right, about them needing to have a beautiful half, and what Dana knows or doesn't know. I was talking with Dave Campbell's college football insider, Shehan Jayaraja, really, really smart dude, really capable guy. And we're talking about Dana and basically that lineup of coaches down there in Texas now, where every last one of them can give you a quote. Every last one of them can be mean as hell, right, in the same stretch. And Holgorsen feels like he might have something, right? He knows he ain't there defensively, but he feels like he might have something. And I'm going, if they play this OU team close, let's say they keep it within 2 touchdowns, it's going to be difficult to pick against them for the rest of their schedule. Because, they could be good enough to win, go 11-1, right, and end up in a New Year's Six Bowl. And I think that's what they're playing for right now. Let's see how good we are. Let's throw some stuff out there that I know that might not stick. But I think if they get some confidence out of this thing, this is going to be a good game for both Oklahoma and them because, people will take them seriously and they'll get to say what Army said, which is, hey, we took that team to the wire.
Yes, sir. Army hadn't lost since that day. And a lot of guys on the field for U of H in the opener got beat 70-14 the last time they played football.
Yeah, that's 100%, right? And
they got smoked.
That's the thing that I would be telling my kids if I was OU, right? Is if you let this team score on you after what you did to Army and what they did to them, nah, we can't have that. So there's way more on the line here for Oklahoma than there is for Houston, which is the way that you draw it up. But my goodness, would I ever love to see straight out the gate a rematch of the college football playoff every single year. Just let those teams have each other once again, not unlike the way that they try to schedule games in the professional ranks, and that's a different segment for a different day. But a lot of fun. Bill walks in.
What do you think of these people just trying to discredit Clemson?
I think I got to go to break, Bill.
I know you do, but then let's talk. Hey, I want to hear you address that tomorrow. It's such garbage.
Take it out with
trash. It's your word, trash. People trying to discredit Clemson is so weak. Anyway, I'm done.
My God.
I like that word, trash.
Garbage. There you go.
Garbage.
Is that Gundy?
That is Gundy.
Garbage.
You've been listening to the RJ Young Show on your home for sports, the sports animal.